I get to DIY with some Loctite tight foam. Fills in the gaps and the cracks. Premium durability, so it'll be strong. Flexible. DIY with the ice mold. UV resistant. And I get to incorporate a plastic bottle. I could make an old fashioned. That would be a good DIY. All right, you guys, you know what this is. This is my mystery box. My box came in from J Money DIY. Love her to death. Now, I sent my box over to Courtney at Creative on the Cheap, so I'm gonna have all of their videos linked down below. There's a playlist, all that jazz that you can check out everybody's video because this is our first one of the year. This is our first mystery box challenge of 2023, and I'm excited. Now, every mystery box has some kind of spin to it. This mystery box, it was an anything goes challenge. $20 to $30, I think, in value is what the box kind of should contain. And then we throw in a twist, and twist option number 1 could be we require a plastic water bottle to be included in a DIY of some kind. Option 2 was must make one DIY using, I'm looking at my list, I'm cheating here, wood, metal, and plastic. Or option 3 was to send them an unfinished DIY, kind of with your vision. So I don't know what's in my box here. Now, I haven't looked in this. I did open it up though and get rid of the tape just so you guys didn't have to hear all that. And we're gonna jump into this. Now, I know that first thing I grabbed here was some cotton twine. Looks like, I don't know if that's from Dollar Tree or not, but some cotton twine. The second thing I grabbed was this little chalkboard easel, super cute. There are some latex balloons. Oh, I'm glad that those were not included as the mandatory item. Some craft blocks. I've actually not been able to find these at my store lately, so that's cool. Oh, candlesticks. Love these candlesticks. Super, super cute. 2 of them. Thank you, Jay. 2 different sizes on those, so if you guys have seen these. I love these. I actually have some of these, and I want like a ton of them for my fireplace, so perfect timing. Thank you, Jay. Okay, this is kind of a hair donut. I would have made that the mandatory. That would have really messed me up. And then this little house frame. I love these. I use a lot of these at Christmas time. And then looks like a cutting board. And then I'm getting to some wrapped items, and then this is the note from Jay. So, hey Jamie, I'm so excited to be sending you these goodies. I love the challenges you sent me, and this is the one I sent her last time. And I hope you have fun with these. You rock, so I know you're going to knock these out of the park. If not, we can still be besties. Love you, Jay. That's very, very sweet. And then the twist. So this is what the twist is. It says to remove, but I think I'm gonna save the twist for last because I think I'm at the mandatory items now. There's some things that are wrapped up in here, and yep, there's a little tag. Challenge item number 1. So let's just break through and see what we've got here. Challenge item number 1. Oh my gosh. Wow. Some Loctite foam. Loctite foam! What am I gonna do with Loctite foam? Okay. I'm not gonna totally panic because I think maybe I might know something to do with it. She wrapped this. This is crazy. Challenge item number 2. I hope it's not Loctite foam. Ooh, okay. I have no idea what this is yet. Okay. Wow. Okay, Jay. Jay's making this challenge. A sphere ice ball mold. So I have to incorporate this and this. These are must-use items in my DIY. then, and then the twist, we're gonna see what the twist is. The twist says remove. You must work in a plastic water bottle and one of the challenge items into one DIY. So I have to do one of the challenge items. So it's either going to be the Loctite foam or the sphere ice molds, which I'm actually kind of happy I got, because honestly I love like old fashions. So maybe I won't have to ruin them. But and then I have to incorporate a plastic water bottle. So let's get started. All right, you guys, and for this first DIY, we're going to take these candlesticks that J Money sent me, and I have these wood rings. You can buy these at Dollar Tree in the Crafter Square section. You can also get them on Amazon. I have some in my Amazon storefront if you want to check those out. We are going to also use these round pieces that I picked up from Amazon, as well as those square blocks that J Money also sent me. So go ahead and take your larger ring. You're going to go ahead and glue those down to your wood circles. We're going to do this because it's going to kind of create the base of our candlesticks. Now, I'm just using hot glue. That's just something that, is done because it's quick, it's easy. But if you do want this to be a little stronger, you will want to use like an E6000 or super glue. So go ahead and put your candle bases or the sticks on the bases. And now we're going to take our smaller rings and we're going to create a kind of a cup, a wooden cup with our wood rings. So I'm starting small and then adding on the medium one and spilling glue everywhere and going about this totally the wrong way. I should have been using my fine point glue gun, but this is okay. It's going to work out. We're going to build, we're going to make things happen here. We're going to create two of these kind of little cups, and we are going to take those and we're going to glue them on the top of the candlestick. Now, the problem is the tea light that you will put in there are going to fall through. So we're going to add our little blocks, kind of creating like a little stand within the cup. Hopefully that makes sense. And now you're going to have two like this. I took them outside, I spray painted them, and look how cool they turned out. I actually really like these. This is probably the only project that I like in this entire video, and you will see why very soon. Now, this next project incorporates the wooden blocks again, and then also this little chalkboard stand and that cutting board. I'm going to take the chalkboard stand and I'm going to add a bunch of hot glue to it, and we are going to use this as a stand for our cutting board. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and glue this directly on the back, lining up those feet with the bottom of this, and then I'm going to take my cell phone case because I do film with my cell phone, so I can't use that. I'm going to use my case to kind of set up a stand. We're creating a cell phone stand here. I'm going to take my little mini blocks. We're going to create kind of a holder, I guess, for your phone. And you're going to want to leave a space there. That way your power cord can go through there. So go ahead and glue your little blocks together, and then you're going to glue them down to your cutting board. I have the iPhone 12 Pro Max, so it's kind of the perfect size for this. And after everything was kind of glued together and in place, I took this outside, I spray painted it black with a chalkboard paint, and this created a really cute phone stand. I actually really do like this. So I guess technically there are two projects in this video that I really do like. Now, Jay sent me this little frame, this little house frame, and then she also sent me a note on this stationery, but there was an extra piece of the stationery included with her note. So I took that as a sign, and I'm going to create a picture frame that is just a little different than the ordinary kind of plain house. I'm going to take this paper and I'm just going to trace my house. Very easy here. We're just going to line it up on the edges there. That way there are less lines that you have to cut. I'm going to take my pencil and just trace around the outside of the house. I also did trace around the inside of the house as well because we are going to use this as a picture frame. Go ahead and cut your house shape up, and then for the center center part there, I did go ahead and use my cutting mat after I just kind of lined everything up just to make sure that it was going to fit and that I did trim this and cut this properly. Then I took my cutting mat and just kind of cut the center out. I'm just using a straight edge and my little cutting mat that I picked up. I believe that one came from the Dollar Tree. And we're just going to cut the center out. That way my picture frame is still a frame. Now, I am using the Elmer's purple glue. I use this all the time. I really do like this a lot. I actually like using this better than Mod Podge in some cases. So totally holds up. It works really well. I just added the frame. I added the innards back to the frame itself. You can put a photo in here. I think this is super cute. I love it. And it kind of goes with the gold theme that I seem to be having. Now for this next DIY, this is this one was challenging. I had these balloons and they were heart-shaped balloons with confetti. I didn't have to use these, but I thought, why not give it a try? And I had this vision of creating this kind of giant twine ball with Elmer's glue. And I'd seen people do this before, but never went back to actually research it to kind of see everything I needed to do. So I just dumped a ton of Elmer's glue into my bowl and on top of the twine and stirred it all up. I take my balloon and blew it up, and it kind of looked a little strange. And then my twine here was just a mess. It was an absolute hot mess. And I'm going to leave some audio here that's sped up, because I was definitely having some, I was voicing my frustrations, we'll say, with it. And, it turned out looking like a big hornet's nest. So this was a complete DIY fail. So this next DIY, this is one of the mandatory items. It was the ice molds that Jay sent me. She sent me a 4-pack, and I wanted to use the other 3 for my old fashions. And I also had this resin kit that I picked up in the Dollar Tree Plus section. It's really, really easy to use, actually. So you're going to combine bottle A and bottle B. It's that easy. And then you're going to mix this together. When you mix this together, you are going to stir it for about 3 to 5 minutes, because you want to, I don't know, that's just what the directions said. Now I'm going to take my ice mold and make the hole a little bit bigger. Then I added my funnel so I could be sure and get all of this resin inside of that ice mold. And it's a pretty easy process. This funnel is kind of my crafting funnel, if you will. So pretty easy. Honestly, it was not a big deal at all. Now, typically with resin, you will use like your heat gun to kind of blow out the air bubbles and stuff. I didn't have that option. So my mold worked, but it's definitely a little cloudy, and that's okay, because I'm actually going to be painting this anyway. Now, after I unmolded my sphere, I tried to kind of pick away some of those rough spots of just like where the hole was, where the funnel went in, all that kind of jazz. I eventually just ended up taking some sandpaper to it and just kind of sanding it down. And I also wanted to rough up this resin ball a little bit, because again, I am going to be painting this, and I do want to kind of create an object art with it. So I'm going to need a stand for that. So I'm going to take this little wood block. I'm going to take some antiquing wax from Waverly, and we are just going to apply that to our wood block, just kind of getting this a very cool wood tone. I love working with the Waverly antiquing wax. I use it all the time, especially for the Dollar Tree wood. Now for the ball, I'm going to paint that, and since I can't really reuse that ice mold, I'm going to just use that to kind of help hold that ball into place. And as I'm painting it, I'm just kind of working my way around and getting around kind of where my fingers are. And once it dried, I'm going to add some hot glue to the center of my wood block, and I'm going to add my ball, and I've got a very cool knick-knacky object art kind of a thing. And now this DIY, the tight foam, the lock Loctite foam and the water bottle and the canvas. Now, the water bottle and the Loctite were a mandatory. This was the twist that J Money, who used to be one of my favorite DIYers, required for this particular challenge. And I'm going to take my water bottle and I'm just going to cut it apart. I ended up cutting off the end of it and then the tips of it there, and just kind of started playing around with it. I liked kind of these half moon shapes, and I did like the end of that. And I thought maybe I could incorporate that onto my canvas somehow and make a fancy art project of some kind. So I'm going to take my plastic pieces from the water bottle that are, again, the twist that J Money sentenced me with for this mystery box challenge. And I'm going to glue those down. I'm going to glue those down to my canvas. And then I'm going to take my circle, glue that one down as well. And then I'm going to kind of scrape away any of that excess glue because, you know, I wouldn't want my fancy art piece here to be messy. Now I'm going to take this Loctite tight foam and we're going to see what it does. So I started spraying it on the canvas itself once I kind of figured out how to work it. And I went around that and it kind of looked like dog poop. So I didn't like that and decided to spread it around and just kind of see what the foam would do. Now, you can clearly see it's not really sticking to anything, but as it does start to dry, it does get kind of tacky and like tacky and tacky. But the foam kind of builds upon layers and layers and layers. And so as you add more of this and you kind of let it sit for just a couple seconds, it will start to get really, really sticky. And it's kind of cool, honestly, because as you kind of work around with it, you can kind of see you're getting some really cool textures. Now, it was not sticking to the plastic very well at all, but I just kind of kept adding bits and pieces of this Loctite spray foam on top of it. And then eventually, as it started to dry, this is what it looked like. Now, I did let this sit for 24 hours and it got nice and puffy. And I took it outside to spray paint it. But before I did that, I was concerned it wouldn't stick. Added some Mod Podge to it because, you know, I'd hate for my paint not to stick to this and not be able to create this amazing piece of artwork here. And after saturating this with a good dousing of my, I took it outside and spray painted it, but then I didn't like the black, so I ended up spray painting it again and added some different colors to it. Ultimately, it ended up shiny, shiny gold, and I have to say I don't hate it. And in case you're wondering, you can totally put some flowers in there too. So yeah, that is my second object d'art. All right, you guys, that is my video for today. Let me know in the comments below which project was your favorite. I'm not really sure if I have a favorite, to be honest, this time around. Also, there is a link in the description box below to a playlist that is going to take you to all of the other creators that are featured in this Mystery Box Challenge collaboration. As always, Courtney, thank you for including me in this one. And it was I don't think it was my best work. It was fun. I've got a few pieces that I will throw away. But yeah, there are some fun ones. If you love videos like this, definitely give me a like, follow, subscribe, all that other stuff. If you are one of my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for being here and supporting the channel. It means the world to me, and I truly, truly appreciate it. And I'll try to bring you some better DIYs next time. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.